Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, Kirk Cousins. Yes, Kirk Cousins is on the show. It was essentially a 30-minute roast. PFT and I had a lot of questions. We actually said it during the interview, but I think Kirk Cousins is the guest that we had the most questions that were totally weird. Probably have never been asked of him, of any guest we could ever have.
He handled it, well, you'll see. You'll see how he handled it admirably, and it pisses me off because...
I'm going to still make fun of him.
Well, of course I'm going to make fun of him, but it pisses me off that I don't have the same level of hatred that I once had.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. We have Monday Night Football cleanup. We have Wednesday Night Football coming up. We have Guys on Chicks, Hot Seat Cool Throne, Embrace Debate. We have it all. It is Wednesday. And we're brought to you, as always, by our friends at the Cash App. We're in the Cash App studio. It is the easiest place to send money to your friends. It's also the safest. Go download the Cash App. It links directly to your bank account. You can buy stock. You can send money to your friends and family. You can do everything with the Cash App. It is super, super easy to use. And the Cash App is giving away money left and right on Twitch, Instagram, wherever you want. They will find it. You can send it out. You can get free money. All you need is your cash tag. Drop that cash tag in the comments. You can't get free money if you don't have the Cash App, so go download it right now. Use code Barstool. You get $10 for free, $10 to the ASPCA. Download it from the App Store or Google Play Store today and get involved with our good friends from the Cash App. Okay, let's go.
Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. My take, presented by Barstool Sports.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by the Cash App. Go download it right now. Use code Barstool. You get $10 for free, $10 to the ASPCA. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd, and the Philadelphia Eagles fucking suck.
They're dead. It was a bird alert last night. The Seahawks crushed them, but the Eagles did cover in the last second,
and
which stunk for some of you out there.
Oh, that was brutal.
DK dropped another touchdown catch, and we're beginning to think he might have a problem, that maybe his muscles are too big and they push the shoulder pads out. The ball hits the shoulder pads. He can't make body catches. Billy was saying that he's muscle bound and can't even cross his arms in front of his body. Mm-hmm. But he did have a pretty good game. Darius Slay got roasted.
The 2-point conversion to cover the spread. It was a bad beat, but as math guys, we respect it. Because everyone knows we are math guys. We are probably the most advanced, sabermetrically advanced podcast out there. You go for 2 when you're down 14.
In my opinion, you just always go for 2 because 2 is twice as big as 1. Mm-hmm. And so you'd rather have more points than fewer points. In fact, I was thinking about the whole Cam Newton situation last night because obviously the Patriots are going to have a decision to make. I don't think that they're going to re-sign Cam Newton.
Yeah, I don't think they have a decision.
They don't really. I mean, maybe if he comes back and plays for another $1 million a year and they don't have anybody in the draft they can get, whatever. But what a smart team should do is they should just hire Cam Newton to be their all-time 2-point conversion quarterback.
Go for 2 guy.
Go for 2 every single time. Snap the ball directly to him, and he either runs, he does that little power run, or he does like a jump pass, or he can even, he can figure out a way to score. Like Cam Newton is probably the best short yardage football player of all time statistically.
Tebow would be the guy.
Tebow would be a great guy.
Tebow would be the guy,
except for the whole passing.
He's the one who could be cheap.
He's going to make the Mets this year.
No, but he could throw. He could throw his little lob pass. But so the big story though coming out of Monday Night Football is Doug Pederson has officially started the process of getting fired. And I say that because Doug Pederson said afterwards he prides himself on calling plays, but for the first time he's mentioned that a change in play caller could be on the table. And we've gone through this many times before, but if you have a flow chart of a head coach being fired, it always starts, well, actually it starts with a long, hard look in the mirror.
Sometimes that look in the mirror can last for a year and a half, like
Correct.
with Dan Quinn.
Correct. And then it goes to play calling duty, shuffling the deck, shuffling the chairs on the deck of the Titanic.
He's passing the talking stick around.
Yeah. This is actually it's actually kind of nice that Matt Nagy and Doug Pederson, who are friends, are essentially in lockstep with their the death walk for the end of their coaching careers here, because they both have taken that long, hard look in the mirror. They both now are thinking about, or in Matt Nagy's case, giving up play calling duty. This is the next step.
It's like the end of the Titanic where those two old people hold each other's hands as it's going down, and they're sitting in bed and everybody cries. But yeah, I don't think that Doug Peterson's getting fired. I still don't think that he is, because he's got the ace in the hole to play, and the ace in the hole is going to be, we're going to bench Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts is going to come in, and then if you show a little bit of progress with Jalen Hurts, then going into next year, you try to build something around him. So I don't think Doug's getting fired.
I don't think he's getting fired.
This might just be my brain reverting to the fact that he's a recent Super Bowl champion. He wrote a book called Fearless. So I don't see him being fired, but it is a desperation move.
I don't think he's going to get fired, but this is the first step. When you have to do this, you're not long for it. You know what I mean? Like, there's never been a coach who's willingly said, especially an offensive, genius, who's been like, hey, you know what? I'm going to let someone else call the plays, even though that's the reason why I'm here. Mm-hmm. And then for some reason they just coach for another 15 years for that franchise. Like, that doesn't usually happen. So Doug Peterson, and then the Miles Sanders thing, that is similar to a Matt Nagy. They really are just like doing the exact same thing, where I imagine Doug Peterson got off the field last night. They handed him the box score to do his interview, and he looked at it and just panicked, and his face went red, and he's like, fuck, I knew I was supposed to do something. Maybe give it to my most dynamic offensive player more than 6 times.
We got to figure out a way to get the ball to Miles Sanders more. That's my favorite coach excuse of all time, when they can't figure out how to get the ball to their best running back. Mm-hmm. Literally the easiest thing to do in the sport, besides beat the Jets, is just hand the ball off to your like horse of a running back. It's so easy with Miles Sanders. I don't think his job is in jeopardy, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I
wouldn't be shocked.
Carson Wentz, on the other hand, if I were Carson Wentz, I would just fake an injury right now. I'd take the coward's way out, and that's okay to say. I'd take the coward's way out and be like, oh, my knee, it hurts. Oh, I have COVID. Oh, I got to sit out. And just be like, next year we'll start fresh. We'll hope it's different.
Yeah.
Let's just take an extended break here. Forget everything that happened this year. It was the season from hell. It's been the season from hell for a couple of years. But just do a full flush, fake knee injury. Let Jalen Hurts go out there, because here's the thing with Carson Wentz. One, his contract, he's probably going to keep his job, and even if he doesn't keep his job, there's a lot of teams that would still be like, hey, let's trade
roll the dice
for him.
On Carson Wentz.
Yeah, or sign him and see what happens. I'd take him on the Bears.
If you're a team like the Bears that's going to be in purgatory, that doesn't have a starting quarterback, that also is not going to get like a top 10 pick, then yes, Carson Wentz is your ideal solution next year. I disagree with you. I like where your head's at when it comes to faking an injury.
It's the coward's way out, and I love it.
I love that, but it can't be a knee injury. You can't like fake an in-game knee injury. The easiest things to do right now, say that you've had a sports hernia for the last like 8 weeks, that you finally need to get surgery on, or go in for a shoulder scope. Because every quarterback that's played at a high level has like some small amount.
Yes.
Basically every American male that has been jacking off for longer than 2 years has some long-term shoulder damage just from that. So just go to the doctor, have them do like a minor little reconstruction of your rotator cuff. That's going to be 5 months, 6 months recovery time, and say that it's been nagging you all season long. Therefore, you get to go back and blame all your bad plays on that shoulder.
Yes, or call up Drew Brees and be like, hey, Drew, how exactly did you break all those ribs? Tell me step by step how you keep breaking ribs, even though you haven't been on the field for 3 weeks.
Try to do the self-suck on yourself until you shatter your ribs.
Throw yourself down the stairs and hope that something breaks. So, yeah, that's that game. The Eagles are done. The Eagles, at this point with the NFC East, we made our jokes. I think that I would be totally fine with any 3 teams of the Giants, the Washington football team, and the Cowboys winning the division, because I can get myself somewhat excited for a playoff game with those 3 teams. I cannot with the Eagles. No. I've done it long enough. I've bet on them long enough. I didn't bet on them last night, which actually ended up fucking me. But I've thought that they were going to turn a corner for so many weeks, and it just didn't happen, that I am officially giving up and not expecting anything else from them.
I mean, it was against the Seahawks defense last night.
Right.
Where they had Jamal Adams just straight up blitzing almost every
That's all they do with him.
And you know what?
Hey, are they turning a corner?
Here's the weird thing. They've turned the corner.
They might be turning a corner.
I told you a couple weeks ago they flipped the switch. But with Jamal Adams,
that's mine. The turn a corner.
I said that they flipped the switch.
Yeah, they're turning the corner though. Like I saw, I tried. I called it a little too early because then what game did they have? Was it the Bills game that they got torched? But it's happened.
It was a night game. I think it was
turned the corner.
You know what? It was against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
that was when they flipped the switch.
Yeah, they've turned the corner.
They flipped the switch.
They turned a corner
and flipped the switch. But Jamal Adams isn't even that good at blitzing. They just blitz him a lot.
Yeah.
Like, yes, if he's not blocked, he can occasionally get to the quarterback.
He wears too much tape on his arms.
Agreed.
It's one too many.
Agreed.
Just, I don't know, personal preference. All right. Other NFL news. We have Wednesday night football, or Wednesday afternoon football, because we had to watch a tree get lit up, which is so ridiculous that's actually the reason why it got pushed to the afternoon.
Which is also what RG3 is doing to practice this week.
Yes, the palm trees.
Pegging them. Actually, that's a good spin zone for the Ravens. Lamar's not playing. RG3 is taking the start. They haven't been allowed in the facility to practice. All Robert Griffin needs to practice is like a bare tree and his wife.
Mm-hmm. And Greta.
Just go out there and just fucking drill some palm trees with some
watching
footballs.
him. Yeah, so that game, I don't know what to make of it. It's weird that they should have just went with the 340 game and not said, oh, it's because of the tree lighting ceremony, because I initially, when they said it was 340, I was like, oh, that's smart. They get the Ravens home at a reasonable time. You know, like it's good for player safety. They get back to the facility. No, it had nothing to do with that. It was literally just because there's a tree ceremony. We got to watch the fucking tree get lit up.
People want to watch a tree.
Who cares? But bonus football.
Yeah, it's great. Listen, Wednesday afternoon football. We wrote an entire song about it. That's going to make its debut at the end of this episode.
Yes.
What a treat! The most exciting part of this year is just like getting random days of football. It's like a surprise from the good Lord. But we're not having Thursday night football this week.
But we have double Monday and Tuesday next week.
We have Tuesday next week, and I'm scared. I'm scared for next Tuesday. I was fine going into it thinking that we were going to play the Steelers on Sunday off a short week. Not in prime time. The Washington football team has not had, shall we say, the best record.
Isn't it Tuesday night?
In primetime games.
Oh, okay, yeah. So double Monday, Tuesday night, bonus football, even though it's not bonus, but that's how our brains work. We will be upset come witching hour where we're like, hey, where are the other games?
No, it's going to be Monday. They're doing the Steelers and the football team Monday at 5 p.m.
Yeah, but then there's a Tuesday night game.
What's the Tuesday night game?
The Tuesday night game, I believe, is the 49ers.
In Arizona.
Bills-Niners.
The original Monday night game.
So then what's the
Ravens
Tuesday night?
Cowboys?
Ravens-Cowboys.
Does that sound
Tuesday
right?
night.
Okay,
yeah.
that's right. They're giving the Ravens more time.
Yes. So, and then the other thing we had from the NFL is like the ultimate, you think, no duh. The Texans had 2 PED suspensions with Will Fuller and Bradley Roby. The Texans' strength and conditioning coach is Brian Cushing.
Yeah.
No duh.
Yeah. And how bad must those steroids be?
Yeah, right? Like, to get popped
Really
for steroids in 2020 seems so ridiculous.
Yeah, especially if you're a wide receiver.
It's actually, I don't poor shame, but it's a poor move.
Billy, let's go to our steroids analyst.
Fuller said he was prescribed by a doctor for them, so it's not. It's not 100% certain if it's a PD in the way of like a body PD or like an Adderall,
like a head high,
or a methamphetamine type,
got it.
or even we've seen like blood doping, red blood cell, oxygen increase.
We have seen that, yeah. Verbal meme, live look at his doctor, and it's that kid wearing the white lab coat. Glasses.
Yeah,
exactly.
So what do you think?
I'm still trying to figure out what
get on
popped for.
Yeah, can you get us? Make sure you by
I've been
Friday's
digging.
show. I want a report. All right, let's do hot seat cool throw, and then we have Kirk Cousins.
You know what? It actually all makes sense. Like the only season that Will Fuller hasn't had his hamstring fall off.
Yeah,
he's got to be taking something.
Right, of course. This is absolutely why he wasn't injured.
He just got busted for having. He got like a horse's hamstring attached to his leg, and that's the PED that was on.
No, it makes perfect sense. What do you say?
I think it might be a like HGH peptide injection type thing.
Yep.
Like,
Okay.
what's the difference
Peptides.
between the peptide injection and the standard HGH?
The peptides are the building blocks of
Right.
the HGH, as opposed to just injecting HGH.
So
Got it.
HGH without peptide, you're basically like you're putting like 93 octane gas into a Chevy Astra. Got it.
Amino acids versus proteins.
Okay,
Got
yeah,
it.
right.
Perfect. Science class. All right, before we get to Hot Seat Cool Throne, Jimmy John's. You get $5 off your order of $20 or more. Just use promo code PMT at jimmyjohns.com or with the Jimmy John's app through December 20th, 2020. So you got a few weeks here. See jimmyjohns.com for additional terms and conditions. You must order online or with the Jimmy John's app. Use it as many times as you want until the promo ends so you can keep using it every single day for lunch. Jimmy John's. Use promo code PMT. It is the best. We love Jimmy John's. I love Jimmy John's. I used to get Jimmy John's all the time back in Chicago. Jimmy John's. I wish there was one in Manhattan, although we have one in New Jersey that sends it to us. We love Jimmy John's. Love, love, love Jimmy John's. Super easy, super fast, delicious sandwiches. I always would get two. I'd get two, one for now, one for later. A little nosh in a couple hours. Cool down with your sandwich. So it is the perfect deal. If you're torn between two sandwiches, you can just get both. You get your favorite Italian nightclub with Jimmy Peppers on French bread. Then you go crazy with the Beach Club on sliced wheat. So you get your two favorites because two sandwiches are better than one. And you can add chips and a drink to turn your two-sandwich lunch into a two-sandwich banquet. Jimmy John's chips, by the way, great crunch for putting them in the sandwich. Great crunch.
The salt and vinegar works really well in the Italian nightclub.
Just so much crunch in them. You got to have the crunch. You got to put them in the sandwich. Jimmy John's, great sponsor. We love you, Jimmy John's. You get $5 off order of $20 or more when you go to jimmyjohns.com or use their app. It's freaky fast. It's freaky fresh. So go right now, Jimmy John's. Use that app or order online. Get yourself some lunch. $5 off on us using code PMT. Thank you to Jimmy John's. Hank, Hot Seat Cool Throne.
My hot seat is Bill Walton.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is kind of a yearly thing with Bill, but I feel like the tide's turning a little bit on him where he is kind of – so he started doing college basketball games. He spent the entire time not talking about the games, talking about random stuff, Asheville, and like I don't even know the stuff he was talking about. Asheville Mushroom Club.
Yeah, well, so here's the problem with Bill Walton right now.
But he doesn't – the problem is he's getting into the point where he's not even talking about the basketball games at all.
No, that's not the problem. Because he's not been talking about basketball games for a very long time. The problem is it's in the middle of the day. Bill Walton is exposed when he's in the middle of the day. There are too many people who are watching Bill Walton right now and don't like when Bill Walton is not talking about basketball and he's going off on tangents. It's usually 11 o'clock at night and you're watching Oregon State versus Washington on a Thursday night and you shouldn't be up and you're watching it and it's pretty much just you and Bill Walton. Right now, the whole world's kind of watching because it's sports during the day and everyone's like, dude, is this guy high? Yeah, he's been high for like his whole entire life. It's just now people are paying attention, so we got to get him off of this prime time or this daytime slot.
I think it's partially that, and also partially people are expecting craziness from Bill Walton. You know, like he's become too much of a thing where it's for a lot of people their enjoyment of Bill Walton isn't as pure as other people's enjoyment, which is like he's just a creation of nature that is to be admired. You don't sit there like you don't go to the Grand Canyon and say like, tell me a regaling anecdote. Big hole in the ground. You just observe it for the beauty that it is already. That's how we need to treat Bill Walton. And don't try to make a judgment on him one way or another if he's giving a good performance or bad. He's just Bill Walton, and that should be enough to be thankful for.
This was the clip that yesterday I didn't tweet out because I didn't want people to start hitting Bill Walton, but it was ridiculous.
Andrew Jones, isn't that the guy who had the leukemia problem? It was Andrew Jones, yeah. He's been through it a lot. You ever had any health problems?
And he just goes on. It's like the leukemia problem. You got an addiction to leukemia? It's like, yeah, he had cancer, Bill.
Yeah,
like it's not a leukemia.
I like
problem.
how he followed up with, "You ever have any health problems yourself?"
Today, someone said,
my prostate sucks. I had to take a couple Z-Packs back in the day, get rid of the drip.
Jason Benetti, by the way, is a pros pro. He actually might be better than Dave Pasch with dealing with Bill Walton. He sells his jokes so well.
Today, Bill Walton said, have you ever been inside a Sonic Boom? Benetti said, I have not. And Bill Walton said, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually sounds like great advice to me.
Yeah, he also had yesterday. It was he was talking about a player on I think Texas. He's like, this is the best game I've ever seen him play. And Jason Benetti was like, well, it's his second career game.
He tells no lies.
Yeah. So yeah, it's more that, and if he's usually Jay Billis is calling the Maui. So I don't know why. Yeah, I feel like it's just daytime Bill Walton. You can't do it. You can't. You can't.
I may have a theory because usually Maui is during feast week, right?
Yeah.
We have the Champions Classic tonight. He's probably on the call for that.
Got it.
If I had to guess.
So yeah, that is why. But it's just we need to get Bill Walton. We need to protect Bill Walton. We can't have him on daytime television where everyone's like, "Who's this fucking guy?" He's been doing the same thing forever. It's a treat when it's 11 o'clock at night. It's not. It's basically like someone walking into your office and being like, "You want to hit this bong," versus someone walking into your living room at like 10 p.m. being like, "You want to hit this bong." Mm-hmm. There's a big difference there.
And then my cool throne is the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
Everyone hates the Paul brothers. I feel like it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I'm so sick of the Paul brothers. I'm so sick of the Paul brothers. But the Paul brothers could not be hotter in the streets right now. Everyone's talking about them after the fight. And then Jose Canseco, he chirped Logan Paul. Was like, I want to fight one of these Paul brothers. Logan Paul used to date Jose Canseco's daughter, and he replied and was like, no problem. I love smashing Cansecos.
Oh,
which is a great response.
That is a great response.
And so it's just like the Paul brothers are, as much as people hate them, it's like you can't deny that they're just everywhere.
What I love about the Paul brothers in this particular circumstance is that like Jose Canseco is a 55-year-old version of the Paul brothers. Like he tries to do everything that they do, and they're much better at everything that he does than he is. Like he'll do anything for publicity right now. Doesn't really know why. He just likes having a camera in his face and people retweeting his lies. But like the Paul brothers, they at least have an end goal to all their like attention whoring. So yeah, I mean that's doubly bad if you're Jose Canseco, that the person you want to be also was fucking your daughter.
It's also tough because we did the rundown yesterday, and the comment was made that like it's hot in the streets. Everyone is coming out of the woodwork saying they want to fight the Paul brothers. Yeah, and
they're the most fightable people in America.
Billy is like,
I think
Billy is big thing. Like he wants to fight the Paul brothers.
I think Billy is the best option you could have.
He's gonna fight Conor McGregor.
No, he's not.
Conor,
yeah, he is. If there's enough money, why wouldn't Conor McGregor do that? Beat his ass and make $10 million?
Because he doesn't want to train.
I think. Listen, boxers, fighters, you put enough zeros, they're in.
I think McGregor will do it, but you're right. It is like it's the most lucrative industry in America is challenging a Paul brother to a fight. If you can't code, just challenge one of these guys to a boxing match.
I mean, you want to hear the realistic situation?
Yeah, sure. Let me hear the realistic situation of you fighting Jake Paul.
We might have to cut this because it's legitimately like it's going to sound too smart.
Okay,
but
all right.
We frequently do that with Billy, by the way.
Hank, get your finger on the edit button. Right. Get ready. We're going to have to cut this.
It's the classic Billy is
always
smart.
Billy's smart thing.
No,
way
but
too
seriously,
smart.
no, seriously. Hypothetically, we need to promote the Barstool Sportsbook app in a new state where it's launching. We do this event sponsored by the Barstool Sportsbook. We have plenty of sponsors that
how are they going to handicap your boxing?
No, but
exactly.
Okay,
we have Whoop sponsor a video series of me training. We have Body Armor fueling it.
Okay, can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's for your side. It makes sense,
right? But that would
Jake Paul side.
No.
I actually think it makes sense from the Jake Paul side.
I'm getting to it.
What?
Because all that sponsorship money pays.
Conor McGregor?
No. All that sponsorship money pays for Jake Paul to make the fight worth it, dude. Like there's a
Jake Paul is going to make a lot of money on his next fight.
Right.
It obviously is like relying on
distribution and media network to actually distribute the fight.
But he just fought an NBA, like a well-known NBA player. Don't you think?
But every time I saw that's the thing. Every time I saw the Nate Robinson like hype, it was never like
no
interesting.
Hype on Nate Robinson.
All right, fine.
Side.
You know what? I'm being
Billy,
positive in December,
I want you to fight him.
I know. No, I'm serious. Me
we
by
would
myself,
sell more fights
happens.
than they did for Nate Robinson.
Basically,
if it was
no
Billy.
way.
I
But
would
if we
say
had
that.
a little,
we
could
not
hype
Conor
this up.
McGregor.
It would basically be.
It would be.
I'm so confused with this 5 different conversations happening.
It would be Jake Paul fighting Barstool Sports, not me. And I'm just, just the tip of the spear.
All right, you know what, Billy? You're right. That was too smart.
I'm the tip of the spear.
Can I throw one last? I'm trying to be positive.
No,
so
I'm just
this is good. But can I just
from a
throw
business
one thing out
there's
there?
a lot of money to be made.
I will pursue this for you. I will work to try to get this done, and by that I mean do nothing.
I'm like,
but
you could pay me nothing to do it. It would make more money for the company.
I need
you. Fight for free?
I wouldn't fight for free.
I would negotiating wizard here.
No, like I'd fight for like a contract. Probably.
How much?
Like
$20. Well,
I don't actually have a contract.
Oh, like a loser leaves town? Like
no. I'd fight for like a like a technical.
Billy,
how about
deal.
this,
So
Billy?
you'd fight for health benefits,
I
basically?
legitimately have to fight for health benefits.
How about this?
I might have rabies.
Well, you'll fight for health insurance,
Also, yeah,
and if
Billy's
you beat
bad.
him, then he has to be your
No, I mean-
replacement intern on Part of My Take.
Yeah.
And you
Wait,
get
say
to go live the life of a Paul brother.
I don't want to live his life. If I won that fight, I would legitimately.
You're such a liar.
Here's
I
my
swear,
concern,
I don't want to
Billy.
live the Jake Paul life.
Here's my concern, Billy,
I
is
swear.
that
Just
we
make $1 bajillion doing nothing in L.A.? That
no,
sounds
but like
terrible.
everyone, like I don't know. He just I don't like his moral compass.
I do think you should go to the Suicide Forest.
That's Logan, right?
And go there and be like, I'm here to avenge you for being forsaken by the Paul family.
I know, and then do the same thing he did.
Yeah,
Here's
no,
my-
but on their side, like getting revenge for the fallen
Like,
against the Paul
Billy,
family.
I'm in. But here's my problem. Here's the only last thing I'll say. I feel like we would actually get this done. Like if we got this done, you would then send a text on like a Monday afternoon and be like, "Hey bros, sorry, but my parents really want me to graduate, so I'm gonna have to be out on this Jake Paul fight."
I mean, by the time it gets settled, I'd probably be graduated already. It
We-
probably
Okay.
happened in 2022.
All right.
We
like,
could
think
make
about
the
it.
best Rocky style montage of you training
Dude,
in your
I would-
barn, chasing the chickens around.
I mean, like I
Fucking
just get
frogs,
gritty.
fucking
what I'm
frogs,
saying.
getting your
catch
hand
it.
strength going with frog
Frog,
fingering.
Okay,
yeah, have
okay,
have a frog on
yeah.
every finger,
But
and then
I'm
we'll
just
get
saying-
you reaching into the stream, catching a fish with your bare hands, which I believe that you can do, Billy.
You can.
Anyone can.
I mean,
All right, I'm
I
in,
think it'd
Billy.
be
I'm in.
electric.
I'm in. Say no more. I'm in. Let's try to do it.
Like I used to box.
Billy, one thing you need to learn a lot more about is when to stop talking when you're ahead.
He's going to negotiate himself for $0.
The last 5 minutes after Big Cat has said, yes, I'm in, you've just been continually weakening your case.
I don't want to steal it from you, Billy. Were you going to talk about your bat on your hot seat cool throne?
I forgot.
No, you
Last-
already have a hot seat cool. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Last night we were playing Warzone and Billy's like, "Fuck, shit, guys, I gotta get off. The bats are back." He's like, I thought they were hibernating.
I sealed up.
Don't eat
I have
them.
a whole
Don't eat the
situation.
bats, Billy.
Don't eat the bats.
We don't.
I'm not gonna eat the bats.
We've been through enough already as a
Don't
society.
eat the bats. All right, Billy, I'm in. I'm in.
yeah,
I'll be your hype
I mean,
man.
I just I think
Billy,
I'm not doing it
yes.
for me.
We
I'm doing it
stop
for
fucking
the
talking. We already we told
What's
you
your hot seat cool
7
throw
minutes
PFT?
ago. My hot seat is Zoomers. Zoomers are firmly on the hot seat. Forbes came out with a 30 under 30 list today, and they put football players on it. So
Ooh.
basically, rendering the entire list moot. Here's my 30 under 30. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, not Taysom Hill. He's too old. Lamar Jackson's
Darren
on
Ravel.
there. Darren Ravel still. Yeah, that's about it.
So people understand, like the 30 for 30 lists are essentially like whoever you basically hit up the person who's writing the list. Like, hey, I nominate myself.
Yeah, anyone that is actually truly on a 30 under 30 list that isn't a professional athlete is probably a huge loser that's not going to be on the 40 under 40 list.
Yes, and we count ourselves.
Well,
We've been
yeah,
on a couple.
yeah, and they all suck. What's up, Billy?
We have some breaking news.
Oh, breaking news. Jake Paul's agreed to do the fight.
Dave
this is
Portnoy's
actually-
on the 30 under 30 list.
This is actually sick news. Actually, no, this will resonate with the Zoomers. Trace McSorley has been activated for the game tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And Trace McSorley is one of the most famous quarterbacks on TikTok.
Can you sing
And
the song?
There's a very my source is Jake poking me and saying, "Look at my Twitter." And we
you
were
sing
talking about
the
before the
song?
show.
I can't do the math right now. How much is Purdue up? 32? Yeah. All right, go
Can you
ahead.
sing a song?
It's a really good song. Check it out
Sing
on
it.
TikTok. Ballin', throw it on a dime. Like I ain't even trying. Name is Trace McSorley. Anyway, it's a great song.
All right.
Okay,
Anyway, that'll be electric because
That was breaking news.
Everyone's
Yeah.
been talking about Trace McSorley could
Trace
play.
McSorley is going to back up RG3.
He's gonna get
on
hurt.
Wednesday. Well, that's the thing. Like RG3, we talked about this before the show. RG3 is absolutely going to get
Yes.
injured. I hope that he doesn't. But I mean, I've never been so
Yes.
confident. in
People out
something in
there
my
who are
life.
as excited as I am.
Okay.
All right.
Bill, we need to get Billy some headphones so he knows when he's talking that the microphone.
Your cool throne.
My cool throne is Christmas trees. Christmas
Oh.
trees back on the cool throne big time. It is Christmas tree week in America. Always happens the week after Thanksgiving. I used to be a Christmas tree salesman. I'll put out a Christmas tree buying guide this year. I feel like that's something that America could use right now. All the do's and don'ts when it comes to finding the perfect holiday tree. But bottom line is, get yourself a Fraser fir. Don't go for Douglas fir. Don't let them talk you into a fucking spruce. Worst of all, go with a Fraser fir. as a former Christmas tree salesman, I can tell you. Actually, you're not. No one's ever a former Christmas tree salesman. I'm
For
just
life.
in between selling Christmas trees at the moment. But I'll put out a buying guide for you because it's the most magical time of the year.
All right, my hot seat is 2020 because we are finally in the last month, and it's starting, boys. It is starting. We're back to this is the last month, and once we get to 2021, all of our problems are solved.
Yeah, well,
I'm so ready for this.
Objectively, 2020 has been a shitty year.
Yep.
But once it turns January 1st, guess what?
See ya.
We are living high on the hog.
Dude, I just love the tweets of being like, last month, we've almost made it. To what? The minute it turns January 1st, we're still going to be in this hellscape
All right.
of a world.
Positive.
Yeah, positive vibes. Positive vibes.
We are one day closer to a vaccine and being back to normal.
There we go,
One day
Jake.
closer.
There we go.
I did see
We're
Fauci's-
one day closer to Billy Football getting his skull caved in
Yeah.
by Jake Paul.
Fauci said it's possible we could have full NFL stadiums by September.
Hell yes.
So when he said that,
You saw that?
my heart sunk because it dawned on me how we've completely fucked this entire season up. Like my mind, I was still the mindset like maybe in the playoffs we'll have full stadiums and things will be rocking. And there'll be a massive Creed halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Nope,
not going to
He
happen.
said, "quote It's possible by September," according to Florida.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good.
Positive vibes only. All right, my cool throne is Tyler Hero jersey, the city jersey. Miami just the Heat just keep releasing city jerseys because I think they're like these colors are so cool. We'll just do a new one every year. But that Tyler Hero city jersey is going to be the most worn jersey at Lollapalooza whenever Lollapalooza comes back or all the EDM festivals.
It's pretty sick.
It is a sick jersey. And then also Bob Stoops on my cool throne because he's back. Lincoln Riley has mentioned that Bob Stoops is actually helping out with practice because the coaching staff at Oklahoma has been hit with COVID. I love that. I love old coaches coming back. It's a Barry Alvarez move, coming back for a game, just filling in. It's a great. I hope he coaches. I hope he's the head coach on Saturday. It'd be awesome.
I love it when they go back to practice and just stand on the sidelines for a while, just to observe practice. We welcome back our old coach. Remember, he was in the back of Vanny Woodhead not too long ago. Huge balls.
Yes.
Massive balls.
Huge balls. Ball sack 4 days. All right, let's do Jake, why don't you give us a hot seat, cool throne?
Thank you. My hot seat is
He always comes prepared, folks.
My hot seat is Jim Schwartz.
Yes, good. We totally mentioned
Shorts
it.
on the hot seat.
We didn't mention this.
Recurring guest DK Metcalf and him, I guess, got in a little post-game comment. And then Pre-game, sorry.
Yeah.
And then DK responded with a Jordan meme. And I
Yes.
took that personally, and he balled out. What was it, 10 for 177
Yeah,
or something?
well, what he took personally was Jim Schwartz saying, you're kind of like Calvin Johnson. You're not quite there yet, but you're on your way, which he took as disrespect. I like that from DK. He's not Mega. He's Pegatron because he'll fuck you in the ass.
This also reminds me of I feel like this is Jim Schwartz. Now, Jim Schwartz is a dickhead, but I feel like he didn't say that. I feel like he probably went up to DK Metcalf and was like, You remind me more than anyone I've ever seen of Megatron.
Oh, it's 1,000,000% a compliment.
Yes,
that he was paying him. Yeah.
Yes. And
but
DK, all he heard was like,
fuck
this guy.
He heard like what's his name, LeBradford.
Yeah.
Being like, I think I can score points against Michael Jordan on defense.
All right,
so
and then your
DK
cool
told
throne.
him, and then my cool throne, not meant to be political, walking boots.
Yes.
Joe Biden's in a walking boot, and anytime someone with big stature is in a walking boot, just the picture is interesting.
It
It's
is.
funny visual.
Yeah,
it is
it
very
is.
funny.
But
visual.
hopefully he's okay. Big
Celebrities
Ben,
get
yes.
injured too. It's crazy.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right, nice job, Jake. Billy, do you have
Thank
anything that you missed on your hot seat?
You know what I need?
spoke
You know
way
what I
too
need
much.
real quick?
No, you're fine.
I need Dr. David Chow, Pro Football Doc, replying to like Joe Biden tweets with his diagnosis that you have to pay extra money for of how long it's going to take him for his foot to heal.
Yes.
That was the worst thing that I've seen when he was like replying to Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Like Joe Burrow being like, I'll be back. And he's like, here's a replay of Joe Burrow getting his knee broken.
Behind
and
a paywall.
And behind a paywall. And here's my diagnosis.
Yes.
Billy, what was your hot seat going to be?
Real quick.
You were no, it was a good one. You were talking
talked
about
too
this basketball
much.
game.
I talked too much.
Billy's hot seat.
I have no more good ideas.
Billy's hot seat was going to be Mormons. And why were Mormons on your hot seat, Billy?
BYU was playing in the Roman Swipe Classic against the Trojans, and didn't think that would really be good for their celibacy.
No, use protection. Use
They
protection.
soak,
They
yeah.
soak. And Billy, you know what soaking is?
I did not know what soaking was.
But now you do.
I don't. You're about to
You
tell
just
me.
lay in it.
Yeah, you just put it in,
And
and
lay.
then you just you stand perfectly still, and it's not considered fucking if there's no friction.
Where?
In it.
Inside of
In
woman.
the hole, dude.
into
Get
her
in
love.
that hole.
Great to know.
Yeah.
The top,
All right.
Billy, the top
Great to
hole.
know.
Yeah, you get it.
John Smith was a revolutionary.
There we go. All right, Billy, good job. You didn't talk too much. All right, let's get to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, before we do that, know what makes this time of year wonderful? The music, and I'm getting my holiday music fix with Amazon Music. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. You're going to hear that all the time. So if you haven't tried Amazon Music before, for a limited time, you can get your first 3 months of Amazon Music unlimited for free. That's access to more than 70 million songs on demand and ad-free. Play the songs you want, when you want, free for 3 months. You can play Mariah on repeat all the way into 2021 if that's your jam. Just want to stream free? Amazon Music's got you covered. Download the app, get access to millions of podcast episodes at no charge, plus thousands of music stations and top playlists. Listen at home or wherever you are. Your holidays will be merrier with fun, festive tunes. Remember, for a limited time, new subscribers can get 3 months of Amazon Music unlimited for free. Go to Amazon.com/take. That's Amazon.com/take to get your first 3 months of Amazon Music free. Starts at $7.99 a month after. New subscribers only. Terms apply. Offers expires 1/11/2021. So make sure you check them out. Amazon Music. You can get all your music streaming. You can get all your music going. 70 million songs. Totally, totally free. When you go to Amazon.com/take. It is so stupid. Why wouldn't you do it? Amazon.com/take for free. 3 months, all holiday season. Amazon.com/take. Okay, here he is, Kirk Cousins. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins. He has a cereal out, Cinnamon, like Minnesota Snaps. You can get him at Hy-Vee grocery store, online at plbse.com. Kirk Cousins Foundation. We actually are in the cereal game too, so now we're competitors. We just released our own, pardon my flakes. Kirk, so thank you very much for joining us. Just so that we're put all of our cards on the table, I'm a Bears fan, also Wisconsin grad. PFT is a Washington football team fan. So we've said some things. Do you want to do the hard questions first or the easy questions? Your call.
Well, I grew up a Bear fan, so I grew up in Chicago, so I'm with you. I know what that life is like, and
it's not good.
Let's go hard first. I can be flexible.
Okay, all right. What the hell were you doing with your grill when you put the tinfoil down with the steaks?
I like my steaks to stay juicy. I don't like when the juice just drips into the grill and the grill absorbs it. So I figured I like to keep my steaks as juicy as possible. Now, I've since been told that I need to sacrifice that to be able to get that true grill flavor.
Yes,
the sear.
Yes.
That was the last day I used aluminum foil ever. But that was my thought. But apparently it was a flawed thinking.
Okay, yeah, you're coachable.
You don't get the taste of fire if you've got the aluminum foil boat down there.
Because we might have said that you aren't a franchise quarterback solely based on that.
Yeah, and rightfully so, right? I mean, that was my fault. But the good news is I was able to fix it. You can pivot from that mistake. And since then, we've been doing just fine on the grill.
Yeah, that was probably my hardest question.
I've got a couple. I've got a couple of hard ones. I did say on yesterday's show that you were a perfectly nice quarterback. You were a fine young quarterback, I think is what I said. So I've come around a little bit, but I have said some bad stuff, so I'll get this off my chest. I said the worst part about Kirk Cousins making $84 million a year is that he's going to spend it on lame stuff. He's probably just going to stuff it in mayonnaise jars and bury it in his side yard.
Is that true?
Is that true? How much
do that?
Do you use mayonnaise or light mustard jars?
You know what? You got to diversify. So as many different jars as possible. You want to spread your assets out, cast a wide net. I'm probably not the biggest spender. I'm not going to blow all my money. If that's what you want to see me do, I'm happy to entertain some ideas of how I could blow it. But I'm probably going to try to save more than I'm going to spend. Yeah, you got me pegged correctly there.
Well, you did have the story, and I would love for you to retell it for our listeners, that you once inquired about getting Creed to play a private party, Creed the band, to play a private party for you. Now, that is a good use of money, I would say.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, being understanding. Yeah, not even Creed. Creed would probably be too pricey, but Scott Stapp, just the lead singer. I was interested in getting him to come in and do a private concert just with an acoustic guitar for just my private custom audience and a custom set list, and he would have to do it. I just wanted to know, is that possible? And they told me, yeah, for a price, anything's possible. So that got my wheels turning, but and it could still happen, down the road. Maybe you'll be invited. Who knows?
Yeah, I
would love
it has
to
happen.
I would love to be there for that. They're going on a reunion tour right now. I think there's talk.
Are they really?
The band getting back together. Yeah, and
you knew that. You knew that.
I saw that reaction.
I honestly didn't know that.
I
so
felt,
now my dream is even more likely. But I may not have to bring him to my house. I may be able to go see him in a town near me.
Get backstage, or even better, I saw your high school singing clips that went viral on Twitter the other day. Maybe we can get you on stage singing Back Up for Hire awesome. Or Arms Wide Open. Which song would you want to sing with Creed on stage?
That's a tremendous question. It's like trying to pick your favorite kid.
Yeah, I'd say harder.
I have two boys. It's hard for me to say that I like one more than the other, and Creed songs are kind of a similar thing. But yeah, with Arms Wide Open, Higher, One Last Breath, My Sacrifice, how do you pick?
You can't.
But going back to those singing videos from high school, if you thought I was embarrassed about having aluminum foil on my grill, that's nothing to seeing yourself 15 years later singing songs from high school and having to relive that. And then every few years it comes back up on social media and gets recycled. That's far worse than aluminum foil on your grill.
Well, I was actually surprised that you weren't bad when you were singing. So when you started saying, I was like, yeah, that's embarrassing, but I wish he was worse so that I could laugh at it more.
So that was the line all my teammates said. They brought it up, they laugh, and then they're like, you're actually okay. So it's hard to, well, then maybe I'll be good enough where Scott Stapp will see it.
Yes.
And when he comes and does the private concert, he'll let me duet on a few of the hits.
Well, so speaking of embarrassing things, what about the sandals with the toe sandals with socks?
Yeah, again, that one I'm not going to feel as badly about because I got up that morning, I put on socks, I was in a hurry, I couldn't find my shoes, so I throw on sandals, and I said it's going to be that way. I'm not going to care too much. So wasn't my best fashion choice, but it was functional and got me through where I needed to go.
We got the job done. We got to get you some Crocs. Put those in sport mode.
You definitely
actually
could bring back
a lot
Crocs.
of Vikings quarterbacks in history are famous for wearing
Yes, that's true.
Crocs.
Big time Crocs.
At one point, I did accuse you of running an illegal dogfighting operation out of your house in Virginia. Because you put up a bunch of pictures of you holding the dogs that you were fostering at the time. And in one, it looked like you were threatening to just spray it with a hose. I guess you were giving it a bath or taking care of it or whatever. But it looked like you were waterboarding it. So I want to give you a chance on the record to refute the fact or confirm it, if it is true, that you were fighting dogs in Ashburn, Virginia.
We were definitely fostering dogs. We had kind of a revolving door with...
Wait, you cut out.
He said fighting
or fostering?
I heard and then Tim.
We were definitely fostering.
Okay, fostering. Got it.
And that was at Pet Supplies Plus, and they had a little dog washing area where we could go with the hose. So the dog didn't enjoy getting a bath, but it was far from waterboarding.
Here's one. So we don't have to get into the pandemic, but the "if I die, I die" thing. I did reply, if I can't mock Kirk Cousins, then I also do not care if I die. So I said that. Stand by that one.
I did a little data.
I'm glad I've given you guys so much material.
Yeah, this is a roast. This is a roast now. I don't know if you realize you walked into a roast.
Yeah.
We're going to talk football in a second. We're just getting it all out of our system because it's only fair.
The last thing I want is for you to do this interview and for you to somehow like us, and then everyone sends you all the bad stuff we've said.
Right.
Like, wait, these guys wouldn't say that to my face?
That's a nightmare. No, we'll say it to your face.
So we're saying it to your face. Are you a data guy? Are you a stats guy?
Am I a stats guy?
Yeah, do you pay attention to, data?
Yes and no. At the end of the day, not really. But at times, if you have a discerning eye.
Okay, I ran some data. I did a little number visualization thing. You might have heard this story. It came out a couple years ago, how James Harden, when he plays on the road in cities that have the biggest strip clubs, he has worse games. And I don't know if there's a correlation, but somebody did some research on that. I actually did some research that said that when Kirk Cousins plays on the road in cities with the largest mega churches, you're 10-15 as a starter, as opposed to 31-25 in cities without the mega churches. So, do you think that's a problem? Do you sip too much communion? Do you get exhausted spiritually from spending too much time on the road in these churches before you play games?
I like that stat. I mean, that talk about having a discerning eye. Now, that's a stat you could really draw something from. The megachurch, I'd be interested to know which cities are considered to have them and which cities aren't. And maybe with that information, I'll be able to try to write that stat a little bit.
Yeah, it was Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, but a lot of those games were the primetime games that people have given you grief for over the years. So there's like there's some overlap between primetime and megachurch games.
Do you hear that, by the way? Do you hear the primetime stats? Like, is there anything different, or is it just, it hasn't worked out sometimes and it happens during primetime?
Yeah, I mean, you get asked the question, so that's when you hear it, is when they ask you. But I think it's more of just didn't get the win. And, it's a stat I wish was different, but it is what it is. And hopefully going forward, we can start to win those games consistently and start to kind of change that narrative.
I think you actually are trending in the right direction because you beat the Bears in primetime this year. The Seahawks game last year, I want to say, this year, where you guys, that wasn't like on Kirk Cousins, that was just Russell Wilson at the end. So I think it's trending in the right direction. About this Vikings team, though, you guys had a tough start. Does it feel like we can make a push here for the playoffs? And that was actually we're taping this on Monday, a great game-winning drive against the Panthers on Sunday. But how does it feel knowing like you guys can't really lose any more games and you got to keep the momentum going forward?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of room for error. I mean, we started 1-5, so even if you have a great month in November, you're only back to we're not even 500 yet. So we have 5 games left. We're going to have to play our best football in these last 5, but it's nice to be in the hunt. Because when we were 1-5 and going into our bye week, we weren't in the hunt. And so it's exciting to know that we're going to be playing meaningful football in December, but we are going to have to be playing our best football too.
When you played the Cowboys, no, not to like knock you, but I lost the Chevy Silverado on that game. You guys lost that game to the Cowboys. Could you feel playing that game that Mike McCarthy had smashed a watermelon the night before in a pregame meeting with his team?
You know what? I didn't know that until you just told me, but I did think they played with a lot of energy. I thought it was just because they were coming off a bye week, and so they were fresh.
Nope.
But maybe it was the watermelon.
It was a smashed watermelon. Yeah. It absolutely was. You should have someone should have figured that out and told you guys beforehand. Be like, hey, listen, they smashed a watermelon last night. We're going to get their best effort.
That's the kind of scouting report that would have made a huge difference, and I'm disappointed that our scouts didn't get that information back to us before kickoff.
Yeah, your coach, Mike Zimmer, is an all-time football guy. We love Zim. We got to meet him just real briefly. More than anything, we just saw his truck in the parking lot, which was just filled to the brim with Red Man pouches in the center console.
Yes.
He's a big football guy. What does he do that's kind of along those lines of a pregame meeting that he has and he needs to get you guys fired up? Has he ever pulled out a prop or done anything crazy to get you guys amped up?
That's not really his style. I don't think he's about the theatrics. I think he's about ball. And so he's a man of few words. It's about just, few words, let your play do the talking. But he wants you to be physical. He wants to run the ball and impose your will on people. Mm-hmm. And you feel that from him, and I think you guys know him. He's a no-nonsense guy. And, if you have Red Man in your center console, you probably are a no-nonsense guy. Yeah. So
yes.
That's who he is.
I've always had the theory that with Mike Zimmer, he doesn't really like any quarterback. And so his quarterbacks always want to play hard to kind of gain his approval, because if it were up to him, he'd just play defense the entire game. And that's what he loves. Do you feel that same way, that it's I really need to show out to make Zimmer appreciate what I'm able to do, because I know he just hates my position?
I've never heard it put that way, but there's no doubt that you want to keep Coach Zimmer happy, and he's a defensive coach, so it's going to be hard to keep him happy. But it also doesn't help, because one of the best ways to keep a defensive-minded coach happy is just protect the football. Just don't screw it up. And so earlier in the year, I was leading the league in interceptions. That's not where you want to be. So thankfully, the last few weeks we've been a little bit better, started to get on the right track, but hopefully I can get back in his good graces.
This is a weird one, but we have a theory that you look shorter in purple. Have you noticed that? When you're in your all purple, you look shorter.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm learning all kinds of stuff right now.
Yeah.
So thank you for all this information coming at me. I'm having a hard time digesting it all at once. But they say white, all white, which we wore against your Bears on Monday night. They say makes you look fatter.
Mm-hmm.
I thought all purple might make you look a little slimmer. Obviously, I'm actually trying to look fatter with how skinny I am. The linemen have a different opinion.
Yep.
But if I look a little shorter. Okay, as long as I still am what I am height-wise, I'm okay with that.
Just check it out. Next time you guys play at home, just check it out. Like, look at yourself in the mirror as you go out there and be like, wait, I do look a little. Maybe it's the helmet. The helmet is so big.
I feel like your helmet doesn't fit all the time.
Yeah,
because you're always sprinting up to the line of scrimmage. You have a lot of energy on the field, so every time you get a first down, I always see you moving quickly up there. It always bobbles a little bit. Does it fit?
It actually is pretty snug. Maybe it's not the helmet because the helmet is what it is, for everybody. Maybe it's my face. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is it just my head and my face?
Maybe your face got rounder.
Yeah.
I think my head and my face are the problem, which harder to change.
You have a great jawline. Say something nice about Kirk Cousins. Great jawline. There it is.
We're going to get back to Kirk Cousins in just a second, but before we do, I want to talk to you guys about 3Chi. 3Chi, I'm not a drug guy, but I am a 3Chi guy. 3Chi is the industry leader in hemp-derived cannabis products. All their products are formulated by a biochemist, and they're made right here in the U.S. with USA-grown hemp. When they released their Delta 8 products, they were the first federally legal THC products sold in the USA since Prohibition started almost 90 years ago. I'm going to cut right to the chase because I know you guys want to go back to Kirk, but I can't tell you guys this enough. Their Delta 8 THC products will make you feel awesome. They're great. They're wonderful. I take them all the time. Have some when I'm on the couch. Take a gummy, melt into the couch for a couple hours, fall asleep, no problem. Their Delta 8 THC, it gives you a perfect hybrid of CBD and Delta 9. So it's like a similar buzz to the real stuff, but you don't get the laziness, you don't get the anxiety, the paranoia, or the mental fogginess. And if you use Delta 8, you're going to feel far more active and outgoing. You get increased confidence and almost none of the anxiousness that you get with Delta 9. That's why I love Delta 8. Everybody here on this podcast loves it. Everybody in Barstool Sports office loves the Delta 8 THC. It is the most requested thing that we have here from any of our sponsors. So everyone always wants to know when that banana boat's coming in, when we're going to get our hands on some more of their gummies, their tinctures, their oils. You can make your own homemade edibles even with it. Use promo code TAKE at checkout, and you're going to get 5% off your offer. You might be asking me, hey, PFT, where do I go to get this? It sounds like something that might be hard to find. You're wrong. You go to 3chi.com. That's the number 3chi.com. Use promo code TAKE at checkout, 5% off. 3chi.com, promo code TAKE, 5% off. Must be 21 to purchase. And now, more Kirk Cousins.
I'll also say something else nice. I love whenever professional athletes bet on themselves. So when you're going through that and you're betting on yourself and you're playing, on the franchise tag, was there an element of nervousness? Like, hey, if I get a really bad injury or if something bad happens, I'm kind of screwed. Not screwed because you're still making a lot of money, but screwed in the long term that you don't have that security of a long-term deal.
There's always risk. You understand that, but there's risk even if you have a contract in place for long term that, things can change. And so, I didn't feel like a long-term deal was suddenly going to just make everything better. And I didn't mind playing year to year. It didn't bother me a whole lot. Purchased an insurance policy, just to be smart. And then you go play. And, I had talked to players even in other sports who had done a similar approach, and they kind of, helped me understand how the best way to go about it.
Yeah, I do love it. And obviously when you became a free agent, you were heavily courted. We actually had Von Miller on this show, and he called you Rihanna. So he loved you. And I know
I'll tell you guys, during that offseason, they say, find somebody who appreciates you the way Von Miller appreciates Kirk Cousins. Back then, he was in my corner. And when you have one of the best players in football in your corner, it's a good feeling.
And the New York sports media hated your guts. So they did. They were like, oh, he used the Jets, which I don't understand that argument of how you can – that's what negotiating is. They just were upset that you negotiated. But that had to feel good going into free agency and having multiple teams be like, yo, we want Kirk Cousins right now?
It was just a great thing to have a fit here in Minnesota where you felt like you were going to a team with a great locker room, great coaching staff, great facility, great fan base. I mean, I can go on and on. It was just the right fit. You were hoping that you could, find a great fit, but you didn't know until you really got to free agency. And then you see that, boy, this is a home run. I'm just thrilled that it all worked out.
How many steak dinners did you make people take you out for during that whole process? Was there a team where you're like, you know what, I already know I'm going to the Vikings, but I could use a night out at Ruth's Chris. Like maybe the Tomahawk sounds pretty good to me tonight. Did you just tack one of those on at the end?
When you talk about, being courted, it would have been fun to kind of have it be drawn out for 2 weeks and have everybody tell you how good you are for 2 weeks, whether they believe it or not. But honestly, it happens so fast. I mean, free agency now in the NFL is a quick turnaround, and the news breaks seemingly right when free agency starts. And that was, pretty close to my experience. So I only visited the Vikings. The deal was pretty much done before I even touched down in Minnesota. And then the next day signed the contract to make it official. So it was a quick process, but honestly, that was a good thing to just, be right to business, get it over with, and then go get to work on building your team.
Yeah.
When you got there, how excited were you that you had a general manager that knew what your first name was?
I'll punt on that question. If I can get one punt, I'll punt.
Yeah, you can
one.
punt on that. Fair. It's fine. Listen, I've got family in McLean. We do have that accent where sometimes you say Kurt instead of Kirk. It happens.
It's a difficult first name to say, and I'll agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm. So you have an unreal rookie wide receiver in Justin Jefferson. How quickly did you know, like, this is a dude? Was it almost instant, or did it take a little bit of time?
That's a great question, and I'm disappointed to tell you that I didn't realize it as quickly as I wish I did. In my defense, I don't know that we all realized it as quickly as we should, partly because we didn't have preseason games, we didn't have OTAs. We had him in the slot, playing that slot position, which is really what he played most of his final year at LSU. And we moved him outside to the X position week 3. And that's when I realized, oh, my goodness, he's the real deal. He made some plays in that game that were serious. So, and he's never looked back. And we're lucky to have him, thrilled to have him. There were several other first-round receivers in the draft, and I'm just thrilled that he's on our team.
So when that moment happens, when the light bulb goes off, is it he makes an incredible play, or is it you make a pass that wasn't a great pass and he makes you look good?
Both, right? I mean, if I make a pass, it's not a great pass, and he catches it, that's an incredible play. So it was a go ball on third down that I threw to him versus man coverage. The ball was a little bit underthrown. He adjusted to it and high-pointed it and came down with it for a conversion. I just said to myself, I'm literally talking to myself at this point out loud, saying, he's really good. Mm-hmm. And then later in the game, he caught a deep route versus man coverage, separated, made the safety miss, and scored a touchdown that was, maybe 60, 70 yards. And again, you say, not everybody can do that. So, and it was just great. We never looked back since then. He's been productive every week in and out since then.
So that was week 3 against who?
Tennessee.
All right, we're gonna go find that. I mean, that's cool. It's cool to have like a moment where you can look back and be like, oh, that's exactly what he was talking about. We're gonna find that.
Was there one of those moments this year? You guys are 1-5. After that, was there an instant where you realized like things might be clicking or things felt different, where you got a little bit more optimistic about the rest of the season?
Well, the way the games played out, I was pretty optimistic all the way through because we lost week 1, but we moved the football well, scored 34 points. Week 2, we got it handed to us in Indianapolis. That was a disappointing effort. Week 3, we played Tennessee, and it came down to the final play. And you knew Tennessee was a good football team, and we knew that we were one play away from having a win against them. So we felt we're a lot closer than it feels at 0-3. And then we went and won at Houston, and then we went to Seattle and played Seattle down to the final play. And you knew that game was one play away from it going a different way at several points in the game. So, you started to say, boy, we've played some undefeated teams where, we were right there on the final snap of the game and just didn't get it done. And so at 1-5, we felt like we were closer than the record would suggest. And we had a bye week. We had a chance to kind of regroup and evaluate, and then have had a much stronger November.
this is a really weird one. You probably don't even know this, but December 30th, 2018. Did you happen to look in your Instagram comments right around that time?
No, not that date or any before or any after.
Okay, because there was I don't know how this happened. It was very, very strange. There was a bunch of Brazilians were commenting on all your posts saying that this guy, Claudio Cardoso, who I guess is like some fat guy from Brazil, beat you in football, in college football. And you were literally getting like cyberbullied by these people saying, free Claudio Cardoso. Do you know Claudio Cardoso? Do you know who that is?
I don't believe I do. I don't know him by the name. They're saying he beat me in like a throwing competition or like a video game. Or
So I'm looking at it. So it was, I think this is free Claudio Cardoso's Fregues Claudio Cardoso. And then someone said, what the hell is going on with this hashtag? And someone replied, some guy in Brazilian AF group said that he beat Kirk Cousins while playing in the NCAA, but the guy is so unathletic and short that it's obvious that the story is fake. But Brazilians in the internet are Zueros, and the Zuero never ends, so we are mocking Kirk for losing to Claudio Cardoso, a.k.a. the GOAT.
I am all about that. The hashtag free Claudio,
Yes.
I'm up on that.
It was so strange, and it just made me laugh so much that, like, some group of Brazilian people on the internet were like, we're going to go after Kirk Cousins today. And
I'm totally okay with that. I like Brandon. Brandon's good.
It was one of the funniest, like, weirdest random stories. And yeah, around late 2018, Claudio Cardoso was coming. The rent was due, and he was coming for your ass.
I love that we're teaching you things about yourself that you might not have known, because like this is our lives as a fan. Like we observe everything around the game.
Correct.
And as you're actually playing the game, you don't spend time worrying about stupid stuff like, does my helmet make me look short on Fox?
It does, yes.
Yeah,
Well, you guys got a lot more. I got a lot more swing thoughts now. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Going into the game, but who knows? Maybe they'll be helpful swing thoughts.
How much do you actually? Because every quarterback says, "Oh yeah, I don't listen to that stuff. I tune it out." And I do think that there is some truth to it. I do know we've talked to guys, and it's clear that they are able to tune it out. But at some point, you hear some of it, right? Like, how does that work? Is that just the TV's on, or one of your friends says it, or do you have like a strict policy, don't bring outside noise into my head?
Well, we have an NFL mandated time to speak with the media every week, so it makes it hard to not hear it if they're literally asking you about it. But outside of that time, I am pretty ignorant. And there was a moment last year where a player on another team had made a comment about me, and I played the entire game and knew nothing about it. And then after the game, it was the first question I was asked. And I said, I wasn't even aware that he said it. So ignorance is bliss. I believe in that. And as a result, I try to stay as ignorant as possible. My wife and friends and family know that too. So they're not updating me. But obviously, there's certain things that you're going to hear it because you're talking to the media 2-3 times a week.
Well, here's how you can spend all your money. Instead of putting it into mayonnaise jars, you could hire us to be your security team. We will give you a briefing once a month, like, hey, there's a fat Brazilian dude that's saying he kicked your ass in college. What do you want us to do about it? We could do that for you.
You guys would be worth the money if then you can go take care of the problem and make it go away too. So if you can notify me and erase the problem, now you're really worth the pay.
Okay, that's actually easy because we're like the mafia, because half of the problems are us. We create them. So we could just silence ourselves and be like, we got it, Kirk. We'll stop saying you look short in your purple.
So
we know the guys.
I'm paying you to talk nicely to me about me on your show.
Yeah,
we'll be like,
as corrupt as that sounds, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, don't
Kirk,
say it that way. Don't say it that way.
Today's daily briefing. There's a 5'8" weird-looking guy with long hair that keeps saying that his dumb intern looks exactly like a stronger version of you. I'm going to make that stop immediately.
Yep, we got that taken care of.
Done.
Don't you worry.
Off your plate. Don't worry about that.
You guys are on the case.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Do you remember back when you obviously remember when you got married, but your wedding registry went public back in D.C.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And a bunch of people bought you presents. Do you remember getting a lunch pail from somebody? And do you still have said lunch pail? Because I got a very nice thank you note back.
Yes, then I absolutely do remember. I'm sure my wife was the one that sent the thank you note.
Yeah, I said the handwriting was too. I said the handwriting was too good for it to be a franchise quarterback.
Too feminine.
Yeah,
but I definitely appreciate that. I remember that, the whole wedding registry. The fact that fans would do that is just awesome, and it says a lot about the NFL and fans like yourself who do fun things like that. So we got some great gifts, and we still have a lot of them.
Do you mean that though? Like, was it really awesome, or was there a part of you that's like, this is kind of strange that I'm just having boxes show up from strangers that just know me from watching me play on TV?
Well, it's strange, but I'm totally okay with it. And honestly, it's an honor to get something as a gift from somebody I've never met. So I appreciate it.
You're too nice.
Yeah.
I don't like this. You're too nice.
You know what?
He's
doing this to us.
Yeah.
He's doing this to us.
Spun this on us. He doesn't have to pay us to do it because he's just doing it. Do you have a photographic memory?
Not that I know of. I don't know how to test it, but
well, let's go viral. Week 12, last play before the touchdown to Chad Beebe. What was the coverage? This is going to be crazy because Kirk has a
week 12. Yeah. So the last play before the touchdown, it was a 5-man rush. We got man coverage, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, what about the touchdown play? Walk us through that.
Touchdown play was, I believe, 44-man coverage, and
this guy's amazing.
This is incredible. Safety came downhill. I mean, the game was pretty recent, so you guys are giving me layups here.
That was incredible, dude. All right. Here's one. 2011. 4 seconds left against Wisconsin. There's actually no question here. He clearly didn't go across the line, and you know that.
I appreciate your biased fan approach, but I'll never forget when ESPN literally drew a red line vertically from the end zone up, and the ball had crossed it.
Nope.
So
that was Brent Musburger. He was old.
To you.
Nope. Well, guess what? Ball don't lie. The Big Ten championship game, which that had to be, even though you lost to Russell Wilson, that had to be a fun game to play. That was one of the best college football games, back and forth, just craziness. Did you when you're in those games? Do you feel it? Do you have a moment where you step back? You're like, "Fuck, this game is awesome."
Just like you said, it was a great game. Two great teams, great players all over the field, and it was the inaugural Big Ten championship game. So to kind of kick off the first ever Big Ten championship game the way that we did, it was in Lucas Oil where the Super Bowl was going to be later that year. It was a game I'll remember the rest of my life. Unfortunately, it was also one of the most heartbreaking losses of my career, being that we had dreamed of going to the Rose Bowl and we were, a matter of yards away from going. But we obviously lost to a great team, great players, and like you said, I guess ball don't lie. They won the game and went on to the Rose Bowl.
I think you do have a photographic memory. How about this one? December 26, 2015. It was the Redskins and the Eagles. There's 6 seconds left in the second quarter, and you're on the 6-yard line. What's the play call there?
Well, that's a fascinating question that off air I could maybe talk to you about for a little bit as a Washington fan. But part of the problem was we didn't have a play call.
Okay, yeah, you do have a photograph.
That led to a lot of confusion and not my best moment as a player. Thankfully, the second half we took care of business and won the game, and it kind of disappeared into football history. But that was an all-time, not a good play on my part.
This is crazy,
Took
man.
the knee
you
there.
remember
you remember everything. I just pulled that one randomly. I'm surprised that you remembered it so quickly.
All right, I had one last question. The final question is brought to you by Cross Country Mortgage, America's crazy good mortgage company. Go to ccmlens.com/take to learn more about your future home buying experience or refinancing needs. Equal housing opportunity. So everyone go check out, like I said, Cinnamon Snaps, Kirk Cousins cereal. You can get it at Hy-Vee grocery stores. It goes to Kirk Cousins Foundation. This one I don't understand. Rob Parker, when you were in college, just decided to create a rumor that you beat up the Michigan State hockey team. And then came out and you're like, no, I was at church with my dad. Why didn't you just say, yeah, I did. I fucked him up. Like, I beat up the entire Michigan State hockey team. Why just run with it?
So I was probably at a mega church that day and wasn't able to make it to the hockey house for the party that turned into a fight. But I think what happened was one of the people involved in the fight was a part-time quarterback on the team and wasn't the starter. And so I'm sure through rumors they just assumed it must have been the backup. That's Kirk. It was Kirk. But it was funny because my teammates thought it was so funny. I mean, you guys are already getting to know me. Like, probably not going to be Kirk. That's probably not the best guess if you're guessing from 100 football players in the team. And so my teammates would go to class, and a sophomore in college girl would look at him and say, "I can't believe Kirk beat that guy up."
Yeah.
And they started laughing, like, "You got to be kidding me." And at one point, they were going to sell T-shirts on campus that said "Kirk Cousins" or "I party with Kirk Cousins" on the back. It was going to say "late nights and hockey fights."
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, Rob Parker just totally made it up. So it's
that's what Rob Parker does.
I would let that I'd be like, yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar, Rob.
Well,
I beat up the entire Michigan State hockey team.
If you remember, that was the same roster that had Brian Hoyer and Nick Foles on it. So I guess it was probably Brian Hoyer if we're looking at between those three guys. Can you confirm that?
It wasn't either of those names either, but it's crazy how loaded our quarterback room was back then. Drew Stanton had just graduated, went on to a 13-plus year pro career. Then Brian, who's in year 12 now. Mm-hmm. Nick has been a Super Bowl MVP, and so it was a loaded room. And
you guys must have won several national championships
and Big Ten championships.
That's right.
It's a great roster. Yeah. I got one last thing, then we can let you go. This is probably my favorite Kirk Cousins tweet of all time. You said, "In my opinion, the best movies do three things."
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Tickle your funny bone, tug on your heartstrings, blow your mind. Agreed? Do you stand by that? Because I think that they do. I think great movies also make you think.
And what movie was that about?
So my favorite movies of all time are the Ocean series.
Okay.
I kind of like how there's some intrigue, there's some mystery, but it's really a comedy. Mm-hmm. And they probably don't tug on the heartstrings as much as they could to fit that criteria. But those are my favorite movies. And then, I just think anytime a movie kind of leaves you, laughing and crying and kind of makes you think too, I mean, I don't know how you beat that. So that's my criteria, and I'm sticking with it. Probably could have worded it a little better than I did in that tweet.
No, it was perfect. It was a perfect tweet.
You got to be you because this is actually. I'm going to give you a ton of credit here. This is probably the most loaded rapid fire questions we've ever had for someone we've interviewed because we have so much Kirk Cousins history, and you aced it.
I've given you so much ammo,
so much
over so many years.
I mean, I'll say the quote again: "If I can't mock Kirk Cousins, I also want to die." So yeah, you've given us a great service, and we thank you for that.
Yeah,
we really do appreciate it.
Anytime I can be your doormat, I'm happy to do it, guys. I'm an easy target, and
damn, don't do that. Don't do that.
I hate you because you're making me not hate you.
Don't do that.
This is the worst way that this interview could have gone.
This is like when we interviewed J.J. Watt.
Yeah, I would have rather you come on here and you just call me an asshole. You cut the meeting off early, and you're like, "I'll go sell my cereal somewhere else. I don't need you clowns."
Yeah.
But instead, now I kind of like you, which sucks.
Yeah, we'll send an invoice though when we start bashing you again, and then you can tell us to cut it out.
But just remember that if that happens, you guys now work for me. So ultimately, I win.
True, we're compromised.
Yeah,
all right,
that's fine. No
Kirk,
problem with that.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Good luck with the cereal, Kirk Cousins Foundation, and good luck with the rest of the season, man.
Thanks, guys. Blessings to you. Have a great Christmas.
Thank you.
Thanks,
too.
man.
That interview with Kirk Cousins is brought to you by Simply Safe. There's almost always a rise in break-ins during the holidays. It's why Simply Safe Home Security is having a huge holiday sale. 40% off any Simply Safe system, and you get a free security camera. Recently, U.S. News and World Report called it the best home security of 2020. So whether you're traveling or you're staying put for the holidays, check out the 40% off plus free security camera deal before it ends this week. Simply Safe is a must-have. You don't want to have to deal with a pesky home security company that needs to come into your home, surveil every single room, send somebody that you might not know, and then load you up with a contract that's so complicated that you need 6 lawyers to read it. Simply Safe is the way to go instead. So Simply Safe, you can set it up for yourself in about 30 minutes. It's super easy, and there's no contract, best of all. No hidden fees, no installation costs. Then Simply Safe security specialists take over. They monitor your home around the clock, and they're ready to send emergency help the moment that there's an alarm. So to get 40% off plus a free security camera, go to simplysafe.com/PMT. That's simplysafe.com/PMT and get 40% off Simply Safe plus a free security camera.
All right, let's wrap up. We got Embrace Debate and Guys on Chicks. What was your Embrace Debate?
This is a hot one in the streets. You've probably heard people talking about it already, Big Cat, but as we know, the Olympics are always in the process of figuring out whether or not to add new sports, what those new sports are going to be. Well, one of the ones that's on the docket for the Paris Olympics is parkour. Parkour, the ancient art of trespassing, where you just kind of jump off things in the street. Now, it's not so simple to just make the debate, is parkour an Olympic sport? Because the Parkour Society is actually protesting it and asking the IOC not to allow parkour into the Olympics. Why, you might ask? Because there's been a hostile takeover of the sport from the International Gymnastics Federation. So gymnastics is trying to make parkour a gymnastics sport in the Olympics, a gymnastics event, whereas traditional trad parkourers are trying to keep it more of like a street sport.
Got it. So what's the debate?
So embrace debate. Should parkour be an Olympic sport?
But that the tag should be.
Tag, like J.J. Watt's tag?
Yeah, the parkour tag.
Or parkour tag. What's the difference between parkour tag and tag?
I don't know. Like have you ever watched those videos where they're in like a box and there's a bunch of like rails and different things they can jump on, and it's like a confined area, and they just run around.
The floor is lava. You're talking about the floor is lava.
No, I'm not. It's basically parkour, but with an element of tag. That's an Olympic sport.
It sounds like a double dare
because
sport.
Parkour, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about other sports where there's stupid judges telling you. I want a sport where if you tag the guy, there you go.
Where there's a winner and there's a loser.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think it'd be hilarious to see parkour in the Olympics, though, just to get like the parkour athletes thinking that they're on the same level as like Olympic sprinters.
Right. World chase tag. This is it.
Okay.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it's basically parkour. They're just running around chasing each other in a box. That should be an Olympic sport.
Can you imagine a guy like having the national anthem played for himself after winning first place in parkour?
Yeah.
Just sounds so shitty.
This tag sport is 10 times the sport of handball. 10 times.
What's the sport that's kind of like a combination of tag, but also you have to go across the other team's line and then make it back?
Red Rover?
No.
Oh, no.
Capture the flag?
No, it's what is that called?
Capture the flag?
You have to like
steal the bacon?
Yeah, steal the bacon. That's what I'm thinking of.
Steal the bacon would be actually electric.
What about hide the salami?
Hide the salami would also be electric.
Actually, you know what?
That's just docking.
Fucking.
We're just back to
Guys
docking.
ever play Gaga?
Fucking should be in the Olympics.
Or soaking. What?
Gaga?
Gaga? No.
It's fun. It's
What
like
is
dodgeball where you hit your hand, and if you hit your leg, you're out, and you're in a little square. It's a sleepaway camp game.
I
guess.
think that fucking should be an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. What nationality do you think would have the best fuckers? France.
What?
France. Yeah.
I don't know.
Athletic sex.
I don't know the answer to that question.
I
That's
think
a
you
weird
got.
question.
I think you got to go France or Italy.
No, that's. I feel like one of those
Brazil.
old school USSR countries too.
There was
You
an
know what
old
I mean?
Trojan.
like Romania or some Yugoslavia.
There's an old Trojan ad. There's like an old Trojan ad campaign where it was that concept, Sex Olympics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you're like in middle school and you're like Googling stuff on YouTube because you're trying to see boobs, that's what comes up.
How do you Google
Nice.
something on YouTube?
That's okay.
It's all right.
Billy's.
It was fine.
You're doing a great job,
I actually
Billy.
think, Hank,
I'm being positive
I
this
think we
month.
figured out the podium. I think it's Brazil in gold, and then probably Italy silver, and then France bronze. Too much hair in France.
Hank, guys on chicks.
Sup, guys, especially Dog Dad of the Century PFT. I need a lot of help on this one because I haven't looked at my boyfriend or our dog the same since hearing this.
Uh-oh.
My boyfriend and his friends love to reminisce on their glory days in high school. This is a typical occurrence, which are just them saying they'd go D1 if it wasn't for that one injury, etc. Billy can probably relate. While we're smoking, Billy can't relate, and eating a plethora of snacks, my boyfriend's best friend brought up their first time smoking. To all our surprise, he tells us how my boyfriend got so high, he spread peanut butter on his balls and had his dog lip them off.
Oh.
My boyfriend didn't deny it and actually found it enjoyable.
No.
I know this because I have done the same thing as the dog did to him. I am
This is
mortified.
She loves peanut butter.
How would you suggest I move forward with being somewhat Eskimo sisters with my boyfriend's dog?
This whole thing sounds made up to me. Billy, do you have any
rescue
advice
the
for
dog? Just get the dog out of there. Both.
Yeah.
Call the ASPCA.
You know what? It could be like a Thelma and Louise situation. You just drive over and pick the dog up, and you guys just leave town together.
I'd like to opt out of this conversation. That's gross.
All right, well, here's one maybe that's
Billy's
more
comfortable with it.
Here's one that's more up your alley, Big Cat. Sup, Big Cat, PFT, and Honk. What are the rules for hooking up with a dude with man boobs?
Oh, fuck you,
Some
Hank.
guys like nipple play, but I feel like if you do that to someone with actual tits, they might get embarrassed.
Don't.
I'll hang up and listen, thanks.
Don't.
Are they steroid
I actually was
nipples?
thinking about it. How funny it would be if I got breast reduction.
I mean,
Boy,
Your career would be over.
I don't think it'd be. I think it'd be less funny.
No,
Way
it would
less
be
funny.
funny
You're
to
funnier-
get to be like
No.
I need breast reduction.
That's like me saying like, how funny, guys, do you think it would be if I got like shin implants and went up to 6'2"? That'd be pretty hilarious. I think it's funnier if you're a little chubbier.
You're sure. I mean, my breasts. I have no problem with them. You have a problem with your shortness.
No, I don't have a problem with my shortness.
Sounds like
Five
you have
shoes,
a problem if
five
you're
nine-
thinking about
five
getting
nine and a
reduction
half.
surgery.
No, it was a joke.
Yeah, just like,
A mastectomy would be fucking. If I got my tits cut off,
just like
how
me,
would that not be funny?
like me wearing the shoes as a joke too.
Right. Where are they today?
I don't wear them every day.
What? Why?
Yeah, I don't wear them every day.
I feel like this is the
I'm
first day you have.
confident in myself.
Let me see those shoes. Are those special?
These are running shoes.
Let me see them.
They're running
Oh,
shoes.
there we go. Okay. Yeah. Next.
Hi, I have a guys on chicks question. So my boyfriend and I were having sex and he started sucking on my ear when somehow he ended up swallowing one of my earrings, my favorite pair that my mom gave to me.
I can actually believe this.
Is it wrong that I'm considering wear it after he, shits it out?
Oh, no. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, clean it up.
I don't think it is going to, I don't think it's going to come out solo. Like, you're going to have to, mine it out of the shit.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
You'll have to get a metal detector.
Well, he's got to do that. He's got to start shitting on a paper plate and going to work on it. I mean, it's his fault.
I'm kind of curious, the makeup of this. Does he have teeth? How was he able to accidentally suck out an earring?
I would imagine he was probably drunk. I feel like you could do that if you're drunk enough.
Yeah.
You just kind of forget that you're sucking on an ear and then it's boom, earring.
Hey,
Just
Billy,
check under your bed.
Here's a callback, and it's a compliment to Billy. Hello, PMT. I formally wrote in asking how to attract people like Big Cat and not like Billy. However, I realize I may be biased because Billy's younger than me, and after reading his blog today about boxing Jake Paul that was hilariously ridiculous, I want to let him know he's a catch.
You guys are gaslighting me.
No,
You
we're
just
not.
you just didn't
Billy,
put
you
that
are
out.
Billy,
dude, you are
you think
a
I
bona
give a
fide
fuck enough
stud.
to make up guys on chicks?
Billy, I have it right here. It is real.
Jake
I'm editing a
apparently
Trace
proofreads
McSorley
all my
TikTok
guys
right
on
now.
chicks.
Billy,
It's fine.
Billy,
It's fine.
Billy, I'm going to say two things. One, I love you. You know that. Two, other people love you.
Thank you.
I don't know who, but someone else out there has to love you. Notice Hank and PFT aren't speaking up.
Big Cat speaks for all of
Can we
us.
get the next question? We don't have to.
Billy, I think, you know what?
Can we just get the next question? Why are we dwelling on this?
You're a great friend. You're going to make somebody else so happy someday.
You're a nice guy. You're a really nice guy.
You're just going to be a great friend to someone else, not me.
Viler with Trace McSorley.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Billy, you're trying to make fetch happen.
Hey, PMT, you should figure out. Hey, PMT, I met this guy that I'm currently talking to around 3.5 years ago at work. We became pretty good friends, and I started liking him right away. But he had a girlfriend, so it never went anywhere. We're both now recently single, but I think his breakup was a lot more recent than mine, and they dated for about 3 years. It doesn't feel like a rebound. We've been getting really close, and I'm really starting to like him. How do I know if this is a rebound or if it could be something more? How soon is too soon to start getting serious with someone?
I think you don't know that it's a rebound until afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good point.
In the middle of a rebound, it just feels cool.
Yeah, I
You know?
agree with that. That's a good take. You can't be like, oh, this feels, because even if it on the surface a rebound could end up being something bigger. So it's really got to almost go
You need
throughout.
the outlet pass.
Well,
Yeah.
it needs to go through it needs
need
to
a fast
happen, and then you look back and you're like, shit, I was a rebound.
Yeah, so a rebound could always be just a putback dunk until you hit the ground.
Correct.
So you haven't hit the ground just yet, so it's impossible to know how to score it. I also think that anybody that goes into a relationship right after getting out of one saying, this is going to be my rebound, that's just somebody that's trying too hard to have a rebound.
Right.
And it's not even going to end up being a rebound.
Yeah, yo, bros, this is just a rebound. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm just going to,
Hit it and quit it.
yeah.
All right, last one, a little bit of a sentimental one. Hey, Busters boys, any advice for getting a tattoo I won't regret? My brother, 25, recently passed away, and I want to pay tribute to him, but I know he would hate the idea of a cliche, my brother is dead tattoo. P.S. Y'all are awesome, especially Billy, and PMT brightened my brother's life. He got me hooked a few years ago, and it brightens mine too. Rest easy, Kyle, and go Red Sox.
Well, that's that's kind of a serious question.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry to hear about your brother, first of all. That sucks. One thing that I've seen done that is not bad is if you have something that's handwritten from him and you want to take a word that he wrote and then get that word in his handwriting, like a love or something like that on your body. I think that's a pretty cool thing to do sometimes.
In all seriousness, I saw that in this kind of in the same vein. If your brother ever drew a picture of you when he was a little kid and it was like a really bad picture and he wrote his name on it, that tattoo.
Yeah,
I also think when you're getting a tattoo for a family member, that you're never going to regret that. It's not like it's not like a dumb
No, you have a Larry tattoo.
I do regret that one.
Oh,
No,
you do?
you don't.
I regret the placement of it.
I actually, first, sorry
I regret
for your
the
loss.
size of it.
Yes, sorry for your loss. Also, I'll just say it for the rest of us. Can you just, if your brother's phone is still active, can you just make sure he's downloading the episodes still?
Jesus Christ.
What?
No, it's a good point.
I mean,
he would have wanted that.
Yeah, right? That's kind of a nice thing.
That goes for everybody out there that has
Right.
dealt with somebody.
Just make sure that it's auto download. That's every
Even
now and then you might have to go in and just be like, "Do you want to keep downloading?" Yes.
Right, even if they were like a Bill Simmons fan, after they die, steal their phone and then
Yes.
unsubscribe from him, subscribe to us.
Yes. And 2, I've been thinking about getting a tattoo. I really want one. I don't know what to do. I think I'm too old.
No, you're not too old. You're not too old yet. One thing I would caution with what Billy said, though, if you do end up getting a picture that he drew when he was 6 years old, be prepared for a lot of awkward conversations. Be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
on your
why
arm?
is that?
And then you having to be like, my dead brother drew it, and then them being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You should get a mustache tattoo.
Ooh.
So that way when you shave it.
No.
Probably
So face
has
tat? My first tat's going to be a face tat?
But dive right in.
No, I think I'm too old, but I want a couple tats.
What
I
about
just do.
what about the dolphin on the small of your back or angel wings?
A tramp stamp? That would be sick. If your brother had a sense of humor, which he listened to this show, so I assume he did, you should just get a skull emoji and then your brother's name. That would be cool too. Because that's not lame. It's not cliche. People are like, what's the skull emoji for?
Yeah.
Like, my brother, he's dead.
Thoughts and
and
prayers.
then you can be like, thanks for asking, asshole. That's you basically have eliminated small talk for the rest of your life. That's a beautiful thing. So, all right, we got the song.
We got the song Wednesday Afternoon Football.
Hell
it's
yes.
a PMT song featuring Frank the Tank, and Coach Doug's.
Yes. All right, let's do a number, and then we will play the song. Great song.
8.
Here we go.
We're going 8.
18.
69.
I'll go 43.
39. Liam has 33.
Whiptail lizards are all girls and reproduce without dudes.
64.
Nice.
No dudes.
64.
64.
We're never going to get it.
It's the first time.
How is this possible?
Have you guys taken 69 out of
Can
it?
someone do the math, Jake? Makes no sense.
We should have hit it by
We have
now.
a 6% chance in here because it's 1% each.
Love you
No,
guys.
but that doesn't feel the right.
Why does that feel right?
I don't know.
Oh, Wednesday afternoon. Thanksgiving night wasn't a fight. Everybody got the COVID. It was quite a sight. Sunday was a no-go. Everyone at Coco. Tuesday we're in slow-mo. Now it's time for the show. AFC North. There's no love lost. When these teams get together, record books get talked.
And twins.
It's Wednesday afternoon, yeah, you know what that means. Tell your boss to shove it, cause football's on the screen. Hump day, what a day for football. Hump day, let's watch football. Hump day, what a day for football. Wednesday afternoon means it's time to watch some football. Now the night, the light of the tree get lit. We had a food and football game, so it couldn't fit. That's why we're kicking off at 3:40. Ravens and Steelers on my TV. Oh, can it be much better when these two teams together? They hate each other's guts. That's quite nuts.